a world of communication where luxury brands, luxury creators, luxury designers are very, very present. So you have people for whom luxury is a source of inspiration. And then, last but not least, escapism. For some, luxury is a way to escape this world. When you hear the news every day, sometimes you, you would like to be in another planet. And this planet is luxury for some people. It's a dream, it's an escape. So these 5 key drivers we can identify today. Of course, you could subsegment each of these drivers to go further. But let's keep it that way, because otherwise this presentation will be much too long. But then, behind these drivers, you have people. You have target groups. You have the clients you have in the shops. We are in an area where you will find this type of people. So we have quantified these people. If you take the investment side, you have the connoisseur. So the connoisseur, 19% of the people we interviewed, a reliable investment for the future. So these people know exactly when they buy something, they know exactly what they buy. And they are reassured when they know that this is of high value because it will be transmitted to another generation. Then you have the status seekers. Status seekers, as I said, obvious because it's very, you find it in the streets, look at the cars, etc. A way to distinguish from the others and a way to show their success. So this is what is very, very important for them. 18% of the, I would say these are the classic, customers, but they still exist and they still account for a lot of luxury purchase. So it's a very important topic. Then you have the luxury hedonist, 23%, a reward from time to time, a source of self-confidence. Because this is something, when you look at this target group, that you discover that for some people, luxury is a source of confidence. Why? Because with luxury, you cannot be wrong, because you rely on tradition, big brand names, prestigious names. So if you go for luxury, you're reassured. You're not, in fragile brands, very niche, very luxury brands. Then you have creatives. So the creatives is the people who find in luxury a source of inspiration for their life. It doesn't mean that they reduce their life to luxury. Luxury is just part of all the sources of inspiration they find in their daily life, in the communication, in the media, and so on. And based on all this, they will mix and find their own style. And then you have the dreamers, as I said, 18%, a way to escape from reality. You really want to escape from reality. And it's clear that when a new shop opens in China or wherever on the planet, sometimes when it's very extraordinary, for these people is a source of, enjoyment and joy. So when you look at the balance, it's balanced, right? It's not one big type which dominates the others. So it means that you have today these 5 profiles. So maybe you have a question. Is there a difference across countries? The answer is yes, but not that much. And that's the main difference with the studies I did 15 years ago. 15 years ago, you had the old Europe, you have the Americans, and you have the emerging countries, and China was part of that. So there were some clear differences. Today, everything is globalized. So you have in every country more or less the 5 profiles with some specificity. For example, status seekers still in China because China is looking to the future, even if the situation is not that good right now. They're still projecting themselves in the future. It's a country which accelerates, go fast, and then creates a new elite all the time, new people climbing hierarchies and having the need to show that they're part of the successful people. Then you have hedonist, China again, but also Anglo-Saxon countries. This is not a surprise, Why the Americans or the Brits are so high on luxury, not so high, but overrepresented among hedonists. My hypothesis is that we are in they have less complex than in the old Europe. They're free in their mind. So they like to, have things that are a bit different. They like to enjoy. They want to enjoy life. And then creatives also, we find them more in the UK and in the US. So some differences, but the main message you have to keep in mind is everywhere today, at least in the countries we did the study, I mean, you will find this target groups. So let me share with you some information, some additional information about the profiles, just to give you more, concrete picture of them. Regarding the luxury connoisseurs, so slightly more masculine, slightly. Uh, the profile is older in Europe. In the other countries, it's quite average. As I said, definition of luxury is investment in time. They are looking for high quality products that they can transmit, that they can pass down to the next generation. So it's, you have in mind family where you buy a watch when for a birthday, or when you succeed in your exam or whatever. So it's a tradition, and then it's not a small watch. It's something that you will keep and maybe transmit to your children later in the future. So these people, and they live a life of refinement. So they are looking for exception. They want to treat themselves in beautiful areas. All this is in coherence. Then you have the luxury status seekers. These are younger, overrepresented among the 35 years old. They want to get noticed. In our society, their goal is, I want the others to see me. So they want products or experiences that enhance their either personality, their appearance. They want to be enhanced. Luxury is a way to make them more powerful. It's not only a reflect of the power, it's a way to empower themselves in their appearance and in their behavior. And then when you look at their lifestyles, very often it's people full of ambitions. They have a lot of projects. They want to, they're in a hurry, and luxury is a way, to show that they are in the right way to go further. Then you have luxury hedonist. Luxury hedonist. So that's interesting, because you could imagine that hedonists will be overrepresented among young. You have young hedonists for sure, but today, a lot of people who have, or still are working, who have very active life, want to enjoy, want to take some reward. I mean, so it's clearly the people who, for them, after weeks and weeks of intense work, they want to reward themselves with a pleasure, either an experience or buying a product, or and when you look at their lifestyles, they're really under pressure. You clearly see that they want some kind of relaxation, and luxury will bring them to that. Luxury creatives, younger, a lot of single people, so they are starting their life. They want autonomy. They are free source of expectation. They want benchmarks. They're in life. Usually, I mean, when you look at their lifestyles, they are. We talk sometimes of informational fatigue. We are tired of information. These are typical of this, because they are a lot in social networks, and at one point of time, I mean, they're tired of it. I mean, they're exhausted. I mean, and they need to have some source of, escapism, but also inspiration. So they will rely on luxury to bring them some, inspiration in terms of creativity, design, travel, discovery things, etc., etc., etc. The dreamers, more feminine, a bit more younger as well. It's really exception as a way to escape. So this, I mean, the key word here is fashion, and also novelty. I mean, they want new things all the time, because new things is a way to break with a daily life, which is sometimes a bit boring. I mean, and these people tend to be worried about the world as it is today. They're worried about their own future. I mean, they feel insecure. I mean, because they see that the planet is not in a good, track, the right track. So luxury is a way at one point to escape from this, and to be in a positive mindset. Okay, so you see now the major expectation, the major profile. Let's see how this translates into experiences. What type of experiences do these people expect? First, I would like to share with you this because it's interesting and it confirms the reason why you are here today, why experience is so important. When you ask people in our study, if you were offered luxury goods tomorrow, what would you prefer to receive as a gift? So it's a difficult choice, of course. But what is it very interesting? Whatever the country, it's very polarized. You would have expected that people say first the product, because product you can keep it, transmit it, it can increase in terms of value over time, whereas experience is, vanishing. But still, look at this. A lot of people, Spanish being first, but almost 1 out of 2 in each country. So it means how it's important today, experience. And of course, it's clear that product first, it's also important. Look at China. China right now, and in this study especially, we can see it. It's, there is an economic crisis which is quite deep. And here, investment is so important. You don't want to you don't want to go for you don't want to spend your money in things that are short term. They want long term investment. So that's why we see probably China being first in this. If we do that and break down per target group, you will find that it's again the same polarization. I mean, most of them say first the product, except one type, which is the creatives. The creatives are more into experience. They are younger, as I said. And they are more into, searching what is enriching their personalities. Probably that's the reason why they're top there. But if you look at each target group, it's quite balanced as well. 2 learnings about this. The product remains important for status. You want to show your status through, your watch, jewels, your car. It's still very important today, and will be probably so in the future, no doubt about it. If we take the same axis but related to experience is more creative. So creatives, we are younger, maybe let's do this 5 years, in 5 years from now to check, but maybe they are, because they are probably the most interested in innovation, it's a piece of the future. And in terms of experience, now you know each of the profiles, so it's easy. Luxury hedonist experiences that bring immediate and comforting pleasure. So you will find them a lot eager to, for travel, hospitality, tourism, but also tableware, gastronomy, etc. They will be strong on that. Creatives, nourishing my personality. This is what is important. So you find them in the stores because they want to touch, they want to try, they want to, experience the product, but they want also to go in social networks, online, to get their inspiration. And what is interesting, secondhand, vintage, very important for them because it's very inspiring, looking at products from the past, having, across the time, it's very, very important for them. Status seekers, experiences that value the person. So what it's interesting, they in a store want to talk with someone because they're not experts. So they want an expert to make sure that what they choose is high value, is strong brand, is something that will, make them powerful. Okay, they will also love brand experiences. I mean, when a brand will open a cafe or a boutique or whatever, it's part of the experience. They like that. It's a status experience oriented. And also the possibility to share on social networks. And they're young, and technology is also part of the experience. So they're quite high on that. Luxury connoisseurs, as I said, refined life. So travel is important, hospitality, but also, of course, product information, very key. They want to know more about the history of the brand, the history of the product, what's the composition of it, everything, because they like it. They're expert of it. They want to know more. And history origin, of course, is also part of their expectation. So part of the experience is based on that. And then the dreamers, if I can see, the dreamers, it's interesting. They're a lot online. I mean, today, because they're a lot online. They like fashion week. They like fashion in general. And when it comes to stores, an interesting insight, they're intimidated by the store. it's not for them. I mean, they have some difficulty, and sometimes it's clear that it's not easy to enter a luxury store, for example, in Paris. So let me conclude with, so we've seen this 5 profile, we've seen the type of experience, and we will have a lot of debates about that later on. Just to finish, 3 key challenges for luxury, for the future of luxury, and let's see how this segmentation help us to anticipate this. So let's see these 3 challenges. The first is the physical experience, because as you know, and it's not a new challenge, but it's still a challenge, and it will be even more a challenge for the future. What's the role of physical store? What is interesting is you have 3 types who are very keen on physical experience. Remains key for different reasons. For the creatives, back to human. As I said, they are overloaded by information. So at some point, they want to escape from this, to do screen break, to do digital detox. We've seen their appetence for vintage. So human is important for them in that respect. Luxury connoisseur, they need to appreciate the product. They need to see it. They need to touch it. They need to look at it. They need to check what it is behind, what is the value, why is it so important. And the status seekers, it's making the right choice, because they're not that expert, but they want to pretend to be. So they have to be helped. So human advisors are important to make them sure they do the right choice. But they are also very, very active online, of course. And then the 2 other types are more comfortable with digital age, because for the hedonist, it's quicker. For example, you can pay with your smartphone, everything is done, etc. You can, that's easy. And for the dreamers, it's digital shopping, is social media. There, part of the dream is online, go through online. So you see, depending on the profile, it's not exactly the same expectation that is valued. Regarding CSR issues, just one thing, not very surprising. Status seekers don't care that much about it. They think a company should perform, and then that's it. Whereas, for example, dreamers who are very anxious about the future, etc., think it's important that luxury brands take into account this and put it. The other group are in between. And then to finish with AI, I have to speak about AI, of course. What can I say about it? First of all, the study we did confirmed that luxury customers today are very heavy users of AI, whatever the country, 67%. Not only do they use it, but they find it useful. So when you find useful technology, it means that you will adopt it forever and ever. And then they trust AI. They start to trust AI, even if everything is not perfect all the time, for obtaining reliable and quality information, advise them in their purchases, and also answer their questions as customers. So you see that AI will be very important, because look at the breakdown per target group. You have some groups that are higher, like hedonists, like dreamers, but all are already expecting AI to have an answer, and it's 77% of them think it's normal for a company to use AI to communicate with this customer. So it means that it will be a key, and for your debates, it will be important, but they will be key in the relation and in the experience with the customers in the future. So after this, what can I say? Very simple. The first thing is diversity, and I think luxury today is diversity, much more than 10 years ago and much more than 20 or 30 years ago. So it's very, very strategic to know your target, because depending on the target, depends the experience. Okay, so the experience will, in a store, you have this, let's say 4 types at least in the stores, for example, or online, and they will, so it means that very important to tailor the experience in the style of luxury. And then last thing, I think AI, as I said, I'm not very original saying that, but I think it's important to say it because it's part of the picture. Even if physical point for luxury is very important and will remain important, we've seen that before because people expect it because we are with high level products and high level individuals. It will be augmented at some point by AI. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Rémi, for this presentation of this study about luxury consumer expectations. Maybe there are a few questions in the room. We are quite on time, so we can take a few questions. Okay.
Hi, sorry, thank you. I had one question. The percentage of people that you shared by typology, the 18%, 20%, so on, is it just number of consumers? Or is it the purchasing power, the investment they put in luxury? And if not, do you have also the spread of how much these different typology are spending actually in luxury?
No, we don't have this. Yeah, we have this information because the recruitment of the people was based on the amount of spending in luxury categories such as fashion, leather goods, etc., watches, etc. So I don't know that by heart. So it means that there was it's not some national sample. It's really very selective. It's it's between 5 and 10% of the population in each country. And then the percentage is among this population, how much we can identify as connoisseur, as hedonist, etc., etc. So that's so it's, let's say, it's the luxury profiles of the people who buy luxury. You could narrow the scope and look at the very, very rich, but it's quite the people who today buy luxury.
Do we have another question? Okay, so of course you will continue the conversation. You will be able to continue the conversation with Rémi during the break, for example. I would like to invite Maud Lagarde to take the stage for our first panel discussion, which will be dedicated to experiences, of course, from experience to brand excellence, how our practice are evolving. So, Maud, I let you introduce yourself.
Yes.
Good luck.
Yes, thank you. So, hello everyone. Thank you very much for coming here today. So, my name is Maud Lagarde. I am a senior advisor and manager in digital transformation and customer experience. I work for the past 6 years for LVMH, and now currently working at PwC. So thank you all for coming here today. So I will continue this morning about customer experience with a roundtable here. So I'm delighted to have a very estimated guest on stage with me for this roundtable. So I will have like Bertrand Patsuit, Estelle Dean, please, and also Ariane Berger, and I think we miss a chair because we have also Caroline Panassiri. So, okay. So I'm taking this one. Okay. I don't have the best chair. Okay. All right.
Welcome, Caroline. Welcome to our guest.
Okay, so we talked about customer experience and about the different type of client that we have with this amazing study with Rémi and the amazing work that they did for IFOP. So the discussion with our guest. So today with me I have Estelle Dean, which is CEO of Attics Global Collection. Ethics Global Collection, thank you. I have also with me Bertrand Petit, which is European Director of SCAL International. I have Caroline Panasseri, which is Chief Marketing Officer for Gemio. And I have also Ariane Berger, which is a founder and director of Les Ateliers Berger. So maybe I'd like to begin this roundtable with a very important question for you, Estelle, which is maybe about the major shift we saw about client experience and the customer over the past few years.
Yes, there's a dramatically change in terms of luxury customer experience, especially for Generation Z. So before, it was all about the quality of the product and the service around it. Nowadays, it's a complete universe. I would say there are three major shifts. The first one is what we call, well, the digitalization. So digital is normal, just a sales channel, but it's really a stage, a universe where the brand will express itself and also create this emotional connection to the customer. So mainly Generation Z and millennials, what they do is that they discover the brands mostly on TikTok, on Instagram, online, and afterwards they would like to, when they encounter physically the brand through a shop or an event, they would like to have the same level of energy or the same level of emotional connection. In fact, there's a study from Statista saying that 52% of millennials and Generation Z would choose a restaurant according to the potential, whether they can put it on Instagram or not. So the idea is that the idea is to create this sense of consistency, coherence at every single touch point. The second is, I know we've talked about this a lot, but it's extreme personalization. I would say for Generation Z, it's not just about extreme personalization, it's about co-creation. So they don't want just to sit down and receive information. They want to participate, they want to influence, they want to shape their experience. Let me give you an example. I went to Banyan Tree, and the hotel was fantastic. They have some fantastic spa, Michelin-style restaurant. But what I remember the most from my experience is that in the evening, the housekeeper would put 3 essential oils by my bed and an oil burner. And I could choose to mix the different oils, essential oils, or I can choose to use one essential oil. So I can actually create my own essential oil for the evening. And to tell you the truth, this is what I remember the most from my whole experience. So co-creation. And the third one, I would say meaningful experiences. So the idea is that the experience will start long before the purchase, and will through content and community, but will also extend long after the purchase through storytelling and sharing. The idea is that especially for Generation Z and millennials, they don't want, and Generation Z, they don't want us to own a product, but they want to live the brand. And they want to live a brand that are aligned with the values, such as sustainability, community, or cultural impact, for instance. Let me give you an example. My sister, she went to the Maldives in a 5-star hotel resort. The hotel was magnificent. So she had a diving session with the sharks, and it was fantastic for 5 days. And then she came back, and I said, "So how was it?" She said, "It was amazing, but I will never go back." I said, "Why?" "Well, actually, it's quite indecent, and it feels wrong to pay that amount of money without having this positive impact at the end, only for my own personal selfish comfort." So the idea is that, yes, in the end, it's about, I would say, authenticity and purpose that are the essential criteria nowadays for a luxury customer experience, and especially for Generation Z. Would you like to share some words?
Yes, Bertrand, maybe do you have something to share
Thank you,
about that as
Estelle.
well?
Thank you very much, Estelle. And may I just say, it seems that the Principality of Monaco is overrepresented today on the panel. We didn't know, but so yes, my name is Bertrand. I'm Director of Hotel Operations for Orient Express Selling Yachts and also Director for Skoll Europe. And there are four words that I would like to use in terms of guest experience in the luxury ecosystem. The first one is culture, and I'll give some very specific examples. Is meaning, culture, authenticity, and transformation. Now let me go over those in a second, and I think the best way to illustrate is to give you examples. Meaning. No later than last night, I had to do a presentation for Skoll, actually for Skoll in Paris. And instead of booking a large meeting room, it was about the same amount of people as here, maybe slightly less. And I decided to use a private house, a private home, which is actually managed as a hotel, but they would never use the word hotel. It's very prestigious, very luxurious. It used to be the private house of John Jacob Astor. For those of you that know the story of, obviously the Astors are very well known on both sides of the Atlantic. John Jacob Astor divorced in the early of last century, and at the time it was completely unacceptable. So his new wife and himself left New York, came to Paris. They bought a superb house in the 8th arrondissement, which is called today the Maison Astor. And this is where they sort of lived in secrecy, away from the judgment of people. Now, this house today is managed as a hotel. They would never use the word hotel. So, for example, they still call it a house. When you enter, you have to ring. They don't have a restaurant. They have a dining room. They don't have it's called the living room, not the lounge. The hotel, beautiful. When we entered, the general manager, gave us the history. But I'm in the cruise business, so for me, the Titanic is a very vibrant story. So when I heard, oh, this is where John Jacob Astor lived, for me, it had meaning. But the entire experience of being in this of course, there are many, many prestigious hotels in Paris, right? Some of them even more so prestigious than the Maison Astor. But the meaning, the history, the culture, because you could touch the artifacts that John Jacob Astor collected throughout his life. That, above the physical luxury, brought meaning. Not just me, because I'm passionate by cruise ships, but also to the entire audience. And you could feel the energy. There was meaning. There was culture brought around. Authenticity. I'll give you another example. When I go on a cruise, obviously I don't go on our cruise ships. Otherwise, it feels like work, right? So I go on the competition. I won't give you names, but so I went onto a competition cruise line, ultra luxurious. Also, you pay, it's about $10,000 a night, right? And obviously, when you go to the restaurants, you have all the best silverware. You have everything, and all the big brands that you can possibly imagine. And as a hotelier, I'm used to sort of looking, oh, where it comes from. Oh, wow. And then it brings meaning. Yet at some point, the hotel director came to me because they sort of know he's from. So he came to me and said, Mr. Petit, did you try our new restaurant near the pool? I'm like, no, I never tried. So I went there. And it was very sort of casual, elegant, of course. We're still talking about, ultra luxury. And me as a hotelier, same reaction. Plateware, where does it come from? What do you mean nowhere? It looked beautiful, but it didn't have any brand. So I asked the hotel director, I said, where do you buy that? And he said, you know what, Mr. Petit, we went to a very old lady in Brooklyn. She manufactures this by hand. We bought everything she has. And we put it on our 4 ships. This is artisan. This is artisanal. I remember this cruise because of this. because it was not about the brand anymore. It was about real, genuine artisanal. Now, it so happened that I asked actually the hotel director, I said, well, if the lady is actually old, if she dies, what do you do to her? I think technically, right? Practically. And he told me, he said, Mr. Petit, she died. So we don't know, but it doesn't matter. The experience is here. It's also something that's very, very important. And the last point is transformation. And I know that we talk about experiences, and I would dare to say that it's not about experiences anymore. We all live experiences. But the matter is whether that experience transforms you, whether you feel that because you've lived that experience, you are in a way a different person. It brought something to you, it transformed you, it changed you. I give you an example. A few years back, I was on another cruise line. This one I was working, and the guests, we were in South Africa, and the guests were away on safari for 5 days. 5 days on the ship, I was the hotel director. Let me tell you, vacation time, right? Time to relax. So with a few of my friends, with 5 of my friends, we said, we called the agent, and we said, we want to do something, but not something that tourists do. So we don't want to take a minibus or a jeep and go to a reserve and see the wild animals. We can do that, but we want to do something different. So he said, I have something for you. And he took a car, and only the 5 of us, and we drove quite far. And we actually went, it was still a reserve in a sense, but we went to see what tourists don't see, right? And at some point, he stopped the car, and about 300 or 200 meters, 200 meters is a long way. It's way further than the end of this. You know, we didn't see anything. We said, there are lions there. There are 5 lions. We're like, all right, you know. And he said, well, we'll stop. He gave us about 20 minutes of behavioral teaching, behavioral sort of guidance, you know. And he said, all right, I'm going to go closer to the lions. They're real free lions. They're not fed. They don't have names. They're really warring around, right? So they're not imprisoned. They feed themselves. Yeah. So but we went closer to those lions. And at some point he stopped, and maybe the lions were, now I would say, about the length of that room. And there were 2 adults and 3 younger lions, right? So he said, do you want to step off the car and approach the lion? So we looked at each other and say, absolutely not. This is not happening. He said, yes, you and he told us, you know, by the way, there are 3 key components. Lions are not dangerous as long as you respect 3 things. The weather is good, because if the weather is not good, they tend to panic. They have eaten. How can you tell if they're eaten? Because of the way they move. I couldn't tell. They can tell. So they said they've eaten, the way they move. Not because there's blood, but... And third, their age. Because the more they age, the more they become dangerous. Right? So he said, those 3 criteria are met. Seems they have eaten. What do you mean they seems? It seems they have eaten. The weather is good. They seem a little bit younger. We can get off. And he said, well, who wants to go first? I was the boss. I was like, you know, my team was behind. I was like, I'm going to be courageous, you know. So I went off. And we had an hour of literally playing with the lions. You know, at some point, I was standing there, and he told me, the 2 rangers were apart because you couldn't be 2 people together, because if not, you threaten the lion. So you have to be apart. So you have 1 ranger about 20 meters, me, 1 ranger 20 meters away. And they said, whatever you do not think, you just do exactly what I say. And so, okay, fine. You know, I've met you an hour ago. And they say, well, put your hands, you never move your hands. You put your hands in the back. You never go on the ground, because if you go on the ground, the lion thinks you're sick, and the lion will attack you. So never go low. Look at the lion. Don't look around. Be strong. So there are a lot of different things. Don't speak. Just listen to me. And so the female lion stood up and started coming towards me. Slowly at first, and faster and faster and faster. And I thought, well, this might be the end, but at least, And she turned around me, but close, like we are now. And you were talking about the female lion was bigger than me. And at some point she came and she put her paws on me. And then she just lay down in front of me, and that's it. She didn't move. And then the ranger said, that's okay, now you're okay. Now you're okay. All right? Nothing will happen to you. The long story short, after that, the male lion came, the kids were a little bit more dangerous because they don't know yet, right? So they're a little bit, they can, so whenever one of the three teenagers or kids would approach, the rangers would sort of push them or make sure, But it was an amazing experience. It was a transformative experience. It transformed me because it taught me something. First of all, today, I will never be able to see a lion in a cage. I will never be able to see a lion in a circus. Because I understand that lions are wild animals that you need to respect, that you need to see in their own environment. It's their environment. You adjust to their environment, not the opposite. Transformation experiences, is very important. And the last thing that I wanted to also mention is today, in terms of luxury, it used to be transactional, right? I want that bag, I give you money, you give me that bag. Today, there's a cruise line, won't mention them, it's a competition for us, but I think they're doing something very wise. They're also launching their ships at the same time as we are, right? But they're saying, you cannot book a cruise with us. You cannot. The only way you are going to be able to step on one of our ships is if we invite you. The feeling of belonging, the feeling of I'm part of a tribe, it's special. I cannot buy it just because I have money. So going from transactional to being part of a tribe, being part of a special club, having the privilege of being invited to something as opposed to just doing something because I can. It's also the difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bertrand. So we talked obviously about experience, as you described very well. So maybe I have a short question just to complete that. We saw with Hamid also that we have different type of customers. So one question, especially for very important for luxury, is as we have different type of customers to address, maybe does it mean different strategy to put in place for the brands and the maison? I believe, Estelle, you work also on the Gen Z aspect, so maybe you can share with us some insight about that.
Well, yes, there are different strategies. In order to understand the Gen Z, let's go through the different other generations so you can see the difference. For instance, baby boomers and Gen X, what they value is continuity. They value craftsmanship. So for them, real luxury is about long-term trust and this service, impeccable service that goes around it. If you look into ultra high net worth individuals, what they're looking for is rare and tailor-made experiences. And this is where the art of the invisible comes in. So it's about anticipating the needs, making the impossible possible, but at the same time, never reveal the effort behind it. Now, for Gen Z, on the other hand, what they value is authenticity, creativity, and interactivity. So for them, I would say digital universe is very important. Artistic collaboration is very important. And as Mr. Petit said, the sense of belonging. So the sense of community. Now, if you look at the different strategies, yes, there are different strategies, but there are common pillars out of the different strategies. So the common pillars would be coherence, whether you target a certain type of customers. The second would be excellence, and the end, I would say humanity at the end for each of them.
Thank you. Caroline, maybe I think at Gemio you have also a specific strategy with your type of product and also with maybe the Gen Z. Could you share with us what you're doing?
Sure. I would say even if there are different type of customers, we would have the same kind of strategy regardless of the customers, because what we do feel is that what is linked to our business is something that is so deeply rooted within the customers, because we're all about the bridal business mostly. And this is what we call jewelry with intention, meaning it's something that's it is an intentional buying of a jewelry that will last forever, because it is something you would buy for your wedding, your engagement, your a self-reward. I think Remy talked about it before. It's something that is so important for you. It's a symbol that we will address the customers the very same way. I think we have a quite consistent customer base. The brand is 14 years old, so it is old and not that old at the end of the day. And because it is something that is very linked to what customers are looking for, meaning an important moment of their life, a moment they want to celebrate, a moment they do not want to forget. So if you go back to what you were saying, Monsieur Petit, as you were saying, Estelle, about storytelling, feeling of belonging, most of our customers, they come from digital, because we are a brand that launched digitally 14 years ago. I think it was one of the first brands that launched online. And they came because they knew the story of the brand. So story of entrepreneurship, people that did not come from the luxury or the jewelry business, and people who like really work, like, can I say that, their ass off to make this business, and they came from nowhere and they worked very hard. It was about a story of Pauline and Sharif, maybe you know them, that did not find the jewelry ring they were looking for. So they say, why not start our own business? So many customers, they now come from they used to come from Pauline's podcast, which is a quite a famous podcast. But now we are seeing a new kind of customers who are more brand looking for more brand status, etc., etc. But the way we address them will remain the same. It's about authenticity. It's about speaking to their heart. It's about just being, I would say, human and sincere, and trying to push and show them products that would speak to their heart. And that's quite interesting. We did an ad campaign lately in the metro. Maybe you saw them in Paris. And our motto was jewelry with attention. We did it with a school, which is called Paris School of Luxury. It's the whole idea was about showing a souvenir of a moment that is important for that was important for customers, and then how it was embedded within a jewelry. And it was for the first time, I think it was good for a school. Normally those projects would stay on the table and would never go live, and they were so proud of showing this campaign, which was really doing it was from scratch on a school table, and it became live. And we had a lot of feedback from our customers that it looks sincere, it is authentic, it speaks to me. I don't care if it is branded or not branded. It's just me, and it's just personal, and that's what we try to do. We are not yet a big established 200 years jewelry brand, but because we have this really customized approach, we speak rightfully and truthfully, I would say, to the customers.
Thank you. That's very, very interesting. Maybe Bertrand, when with the work you did at Orient Express, which is like a very whole brand, is it the same for you? Do you have different strategy, or is it more on the value that you want to share with the customer?
That's a very, very good question, actually. And if you look at Orient Express is a brand with 140 years history, right? But that was, in a sense, dead since 1977. The last Orient Express train left the tracks in 1977. Yet, in the psyche of everybody knows Orient Express today, right? And not just in France, where I travel the world, everybody knows about the brand. So it's interesting to reinvent the brand, to take that DNA, to sort of know what is Orient Express all about, but how do you reinvent it to make it relevant for today's luxury seekers? And there are many questions that in the process you have to ask yourself. You know, who is your client? And I love the presentation that you did, because we are asking ourselves this kind of question also. And one basic question, an example. Do we have to cater to children on board? Do we have to have facilities for kids on board? Yes or no? They're still debating. I think the answer is yes, you cannot just push them out. Let's see. So, but in the end, it's about understanding your DNA, understanding who your client is, not trying to do something for everybody, and not just based on money, but we have 4 competitors in this market, right? 3 other brands are going to do, in a sense, positioning themselves at the same level of luxury. Yet, if you look at the 4 brands, they are each extremely different in terms of who they are talking to. So their strategy is going to be different. For us, it is going to be clearly on artisanship, on culture, on heritage, you know, on the brand, on oh my God, I'm going to go on the Orient Express, even though it's a vessel today. But for others, it might be a completely different DNA product, and therefore completely different clientele. A clientele that will go on Four Seasons yacht will probably not go on Orient Express or on Amanat Sea. So it's about understanding who your client is and understanding what are the triggers, like we mentioned in the presentation this morning, that will make them understand and sort of see, well, yeah, there's coherence between my values and what this company represents.
Okay, thank you very much, Bertrand. So maybe, so we talked about experience, we talked about customers, we talked about meanings as well, and when you want to share as a value with your customer and as a brand. So maybe, as you all know, of course, retail and the boutique in luxury sector is really central and crucial as well. So maybe for the last question, I wanted to go deeper into this part, and maybe ask one question to Ariane about how the craftsmanship, because we talked about craftsmanship before as well, can come with special design. How can enhance finally the customer experience for the luxury customer and create I mean, like it's an experience by ourselves. So maybe
Thank
I
you,
am.
Maud.
Thank you.
Yes, it's okay. You listen to me? Yeah? Okay. Yes, I am going to give you another angle of the experience, of customer experience and luxury world. Atelier Berger is born from conviction. And I'm sure that everyone today here in the room is aware that art is a really customer experience for the luxury world, because art is a powerful and yes, powerful trigger for emotions. And this is why Atelier Berger exists today. It helps, we help the art, the craftsmanship, and the corporate world to connect. In other words, we are the missing link that allow these free worlds to understand each other, to work together, to enhance actually the customer experience through different space. And how does it work? You, our client, you are at the center of everything we do. Everything starts with your brand brief. I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, your brand brief, because your design team share needs, and we translate this, brief into a tailor-made creations with a little, distinctive signature that we are. The Berger signature is regarding our baseline, movement, light, and emotions. It's very exciting for us to create and to design handmade textures, colors, creative patterns, and it gives a lot of different aspects for decorative pieces. Once a creative idea is born, we make sure that the project is feasible with our artists and with our artisans. Oh, ça marche pas? Ah, okay. Excuse me. So it's very important that we do our best to stick to the I would say the storytelling that the brands wants to share with the clients. And it's why in our atelier we are always keeping our head in the star with our artists, of course, but our feet on the ground with the studio. Every decorative piece that comes out from our studio fits perfectly to the storytelling for the client journey. Our contribution is to reveal the magic, immersive beauty your customer deserve entering each piece of your world, each, decor you want to belongs to the customer experience. So it's why I would say today that we are able to be very Chaumet, very Louis Vuitton, very Tiffany, because we are very close to them. And with our know-how, we are able to enhance like other typical métiers d'art to give another atmosphere in the place, in the specific places. And it's part of the client experience.
Thank you, Ariane. So I put some of the images of the work you've done with Atelier Berger for the different type of brand you work for. So here you have some example. So this is a Fred, the boutique Fred in Dubai, I believe, Ariane.
Yes. We did it in Paris too, in this quartier, for example. And,
So here we have also the work we've done with Louis Vuitton. So in Venice,
demonstrative.
which is beautiful. And maybe I will ask Caroline about your way to think spatial design at Gemio, because I believe you also have quite a statement for your boutique. So I give you the me. Thank you.
So Astrid, I might take your business card because I didn't know you were working with all those brands. So maybe afterwards we can talk together. At Gemio, we are a very independent brand. We are not part of a group, and we want to stay that way as long as we can. So the way we do retail is also a bit independent, I would say. Unfortunately, we cannot work with your company yet. Maybe one day. But the way we do retail is very, I would say, comfy and really feel at home experience. We do not work with the special retail designers. We work with interior designers that would do your flats, your nice flat in Paris, obviously, with very nice cushion, with very nice carpeting, with very nice wooden floors, everything. But it is really we really want our customers to feel at home. For example, there are no jewelry displays within the store. It's only outside, meaning that when you come in a Gemio store, it's more about conversation rather than consumption. If you want to come to the stores, of course, you can stop by and pop in, but it's mostly upon appointments and it lasts like 45 to 1 hour. Because we want you to take time to see the jewelry, to try on the jewelry, to taste the jewelry, and to have it personalized. Maybe you don't know, but we do not hold any stock. So when you come to the store, it's more like you try styles, design, choose your metal, choose your stones, your colored stones. That is something that will be, and your size ring also. So it's really important otherwise. And then you will need to wait 4 to 5 weeks to get your ring. You will get email saying, hey, we just started the manufacturing. Hey, the gold has been molded. Hey, etc., etc. When you call someone at Gemio, it's Melanie. It's really Melanie, our customer service manager, and not someone from a call center, I don't know where. And she will give you feedbacks if you gain on weight before your wedding. Normally it's the other way around, but sometimes it happens, or you lost weight. We would resize the ring over and over again so you can get it at the very sharp size when you come to store. So when you come in the Gemio store, it's not like standardized furniture. It's all our stores are comfortable, warm, and etc. But furniture is based on the shape of the store, the size of the store, and where we are. We are based now in France, but also Belgium, Switzerland, and Japan. So Belgium, Switzerland is like France, and Japan. And for example, in Japan, we work with the Japanese architects. And not a famous one. He was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, and this guy is actually crazy. He went to the woods to find a trunk that he would caress trunk to feel the energy of the trunk, and he said, "This is a good wood. I'm going to take it to the store." And he also caresses stone, etc. He makes everything by hand. So each store is very different. It's very custom made to local customers. And even the way we choose the stores, because we, I think, cannot yet afford to be on very prestigious addresses, etc., etc., we would go where customers actually live. In Paris, we are Rue de Seine. So Rue de Seine, you would say maybe not everyone lives there, but some people do. In Paris, we are also in Rue de Courcelles, for example. So it's also where customers do live. And in Tokyo, we are near Omotesando, so maybe you know about that, but we're not on the big avenue where honestly it was too expensive for us to go there. We are right behind some kind of charming street where it's more about destination, because obviously if you do not walk there, you will not find Jamio, but customers would take appointments, take the moment to go over there. And I think it really, you were talking about values, it's really about us, the way we feel it's appropriate, the way we would wait to get the perfect location for us, the same way our customers would wait for their jewelry. And whenever we get the messages on Instagram, or because we are also very social, and because I think it's really because of Pauline and the way she built this brand, we get so many rewards, like what I like was like it was customized. What I like is that you took the time to show me the jewelry. What I like is that you didn't get mad that I called 10 times to change my size ring. What I liked is that you can accompany me for my wedding. Maybe one day I have a baby. We hope they get 10 because they might come back. But so I think it's really about, I'm not sure exactly what people are looking for when they come to Gemio, but I do feel there's something long lasting, and obviously because it's a piece of jewelry, so it means something when you look at your finger, when you look on your neck, and you see something that means something to you, and I hope we stay that way as long as we can, because it feels right, I would say.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for sharing this insight. So I believe it's time to wrap up. So thank you to all our guests, speakers, and experts for this amazing and very inspiring insight. Do we have time for some questions? Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want maybe someone has a question for our guest today? Any question? No. Okay. So we will have time to discuss after for maybe the break. Okay. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you, Maud, Ariane, Caroline, Estelle, Bertrand. Thank you for for sharing your experience about luxury experiences and your visions. So now I'm very happy to welcome Véronique Lépinet with the welcome. Véronique, come with me. Don't be shy, Véronique. So you are the communication director of ESG Luxury Program. Please take a seat. We will remove just a few seats because we have a lot of one. I also want, please take a seat, Véronique. Yeah. Okay, I'm coming with you in 1 minute. I just wanted to remind you, for those who can see it, that there is another screen beside, because I know sometimes it's not easy to see on the main screen. So, Véronique, we can sit together. Yes, let's try. Aurélie, maybe you can ask the régie. It's okay. Thank you. We are polyvalent this morning. Véronique, I'm very happy to see you again, because actually we were together a few days ago for the Rendezvous du Luxe. You will explain us. Maybe we can take a micro.
This one is okay?
Yes, it seems to work. Perfect. So I was saying that we were together a few days ago. You will say a few words later about the Rendezvous du Luxe, which is this amazing event that I was attending a few days ago. Beautiful conference with many speakers. So Véronique, I was explaining that you are the communication director of ESG Luxury Program. Maybe you can introduce the ESG Luxury Program first, and explain also why ESG Luxury Program is actually one of the key partners of LUXperience. That we are very proud of it, of course. So thank you.
Thank you, Claire, for welcoming us. First of all, it's really a pleasure to be part of this panel of discussion. It's a very impressive group of people talking about experiences. So thank you for the invitation. Yes, we were very motivated to participate to this experience because we are talking about experience this morning. Because at ISG luxury program, we are shaping the training courses for the future talents of luxury. Let me explain. ISG luxury program is the luxury program of the iBusiness School ISG, and we are training every year about 2,000 students in France and in Switzerland. We have 7 campuses in Paris, Nice, Bordeaux, Lille, Lyon, and Nantes, and also in Geneva since 3 years. And our role is really to create a bridge between the young generation and the luxury industry, because they are the future talents and the future customers. So now we are talking about experience, personal experience in terms of clienteling, but also personal experience in terms of future career.
Of course, if you want to, maybe you have a presentation also to show. You can see the screen and use this to show also a few images.
Maybe I wanted to highlight that from the discussions we had this morning and from the analysis that Rémi introduced. Thank you very much, Rémi. It resonates with our philosophy at ISG luxury program, and I wanted to highlight 3 important notions that we are using in our program, which are: the first one is really the luxury consumption shift from ownership to experience, and it resonates in all what we are doing, and I will explain a little bit more after. Second is the importance of brand experience, about narrative, about storytelling, which is also part of the experience that as a customer or as an employee we can have with luxury. And last but not least, the remaining importance of excellence in all what we are doing, all what the luxury brands are doing in terms of craftsmanship, service to client. I think we will talk about service to client after. And this drives us into our all activities and initiatives to train and educate the next generation.
And so we understand that you are particularly close to the Gen Z. Would you say that the young generation have higher expectation? And if so, why? How would you explain this?
Yes, but it once again, it resonates with what have been said just before. Gen Z is really different in their approach of luxury and luxury products and experiences. First, because they are ultra connected. It's obvious to say this, but we have to understand that it's really their daily contacts with the brands is really through social network. The digital journey is very important in their life, and what they need to connect really with the brands is really something different. It's above this digital journey. So they definitively need experiences, physical experiences, and you mentioned it, Rémi. It's very important for the brands to go into this experience, physical experience, live experiences. This is why the fashion shows are becoming so important. The launch event with ambassadors and with key people who represent the brands are becoming even more important. And the luxury experience, I mean, hospitality, slow travel, luxury travel are becoming even more important because you can bring back at home something else than only a product. So second, they are becoming expert customers. And this is also a shift in terms of generation. They are, because they are very connected, they are fully aware about the brands, what is behind the scene, and they are interested in this aspect of craftsmanship and the creativity. So in this perspective, they have high expectations towards the luxury brands. They give more importance to experience than products. This is what we said. And also their expectations are also for their future. I mean, they are clients for luxury, but they are also the future collaborators of the brands. And the luxury brands have understood, they understood very well this point, and you can see that the employer brand of the luxury brand is really improving. I mean, they are developing programs to explain what are the values of the brand, what are above the product and the brand concept. They really take care to the employer brand, explaining the values and the emotions that we can have, and the trust that we can have when we join such a company. So this is why we consider that they have higher expectations and with the luxury brands.
Very interesting. In this context, of course, we understand that training and education play a major role toward the Gen Z. How do you address this challenge at the ESG Luxury program?
Yes, you're right, Claire. Is crucial. I mean, the role of education and the way we are educating the young generation about luxury is really crucial. And at ISG Luxury Program, we have 4 pillars, in fact. First is about courses. I mean, this is the classical aspect of education, which are courses. But at ISG Luxury, it's not the serious aspect of a serious approach, because on top of trans-functional, cross-functional, functional skills, we are learning like communication, marketing, finance, retail, which is also very important. On top of that, we are learning about culture, about arts, about history, fashion history, luxury history. And this is very important to teach them a cultural background, because we consider that luxury is about culture. And this is our role to educate the young generation, because on that field they are not very well prepared. So it's our experience to accompany them in this discovery. The second one is about mentoring, which is very important for us at ISG Luxury program. We are developing a set of initiatives to guide our students into the discovery of this wonderful industry. And the first one is the nomination of godfathers and godmothers. All over the year, they guide the students, they offer them very special, very unique experiences. The first year we started this initiative, we were very lucky with Vincent Billard, the general manager of Hôtel de Crillon, who played a very important role with our students. He opened the door to another luxury world full of experiences, and he was a fantastic guide for our students. The second one was Sabina Belli, the CEO of Pomelato. And in that case, she opened another door, which is about Italian luxury. And she welcomed our students. I make a mistake because our customers are our students. She welcomed our students at the Casa Pomelato, which was a fantastic experience. The students couldn't learn anything of what she discovered in a class in Paris. So this was a great experience for them. And the last one we just announced last week is we are very proud to have a new godmother with Stéphanie Lebadezet, who is Global VP Brand and Communication at L'Orient Express. So once again, it's a great sign in this direction of living experiences, being very close to luxury experiences, luxury hospitality, and I think our students are starting a very nice travel with Stéphanie. So it's just the beginning. We are very happy with that.
Very good choice with Stéphanie, because Orient Express is very trendy nowadays.
It's a big shift with the young generation, because in a world where people want to travel fast, where the travel is not traveling, is just being somewhere. Now there is a big shift to a huge interest to the travel by itself. And I think the baseline is that travel is the destination or something like that. And we are very proud to be partner of L'Orient Express in this year.
Congratulations, and thank you for sharing this insight, Véronique, about the Gen Z.
And we have.
Oh, sorry.
In terms of mentoring, we have other activities. Les Rendez-vous du Luxe, which is a huge event, which is our signature event where we welcome key players from the industry. And the last mentoring activity we had this year is publishing a book, but it's a unique concept, I must say, because we were very lucky to have a contribution of 25 luxury key players, sharing their vision, sharing their passion of luxury, craftsmanship, designers, top leaders of the industry. And it's a way to create an inspiring community around our students. And we are very happy to gift you at the end of this presentation this unique concept, this unique.
Exactly. You will have the book in your tote bag when you will be leaving. So don't forget your tote bag and Les Horizons du Luxe inside of it.
The other pillar of our experience at ISG is the creation all over their cursus of special activities, but it's really meaningful because they have to create a magazine, to publish a magazine, from the interviews to the publishing. They have to create an hospitality concept. So during 4 months, they work with experts of the industry to build a hospitality concept. On the another section dedicated to fashion is creating a brand from scratch to the catwalk to present the product. And they are very lucky at the master level to work with experts of the industry on luxury think tanks to develop strategies, meaningful strategies for the future of the brands we are working with. So our director of MBA is here in this room. Thank you, Joa, for being there. And we work with prestigious brands. We cannot disclose all of them, but they are very much involved in this experience. And the last experience we are offering, and it's something unique in terms of business school dedicated to luxury. It's an international experience, and our students are opened to the international luxury business thanks to learning expeditions. Last year we went to Shanghai, but we also go to New York and Milan, and next year we will go to Seoul, and follow us to our next destination, which is Seoul in March. So this international path is also very important, because even if you continue to work in this business only in France, you need definitively to understand the international profile of customers. And as Remy introduced in his analysis, this is very important to understand the multicultural aspects of this luxury world. So this is our mission at ISG Luxury Program.
Very interesting, Véronique. So, of course, for the brands who are attending, you can understand that there are many opportunities also. And please contact Véronique or Jawar for any further discussions. Do we have any question in the room before we go to the break? So, of course, you can also continue the discussion during the break.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much, Véronique.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So I invite you to take a 10 minutes break before we continue with the second panel discussion dedicated to the technology. So enjoy your break. Thank you. Everybody, hello. We have to start again the conference in a few minutes. Can you please join the room, please? Je ne sais pas si les gens m'entendent. Ah, je vais essayer de... Je vais aller les... Thank you, everybody, for joining your seat. Thank you. Ça va très bien. Bon, super. Donc, l'équipe est au complet? Vous vous connaissez un peu? Non, du tout. Alors, donc, c'est le moment. C'est le moment. Donc, alors, je commence par Capucine. Merci, tout le monde. Exactement. Oui. Oui. Voilà, vraiment l'expérience.
Pas trop quand même, sinon ils feront plus appel après.
Ok. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining the continuity of the conference. So we are continuing with the panel discussion number 2, which is dedicated to the role of technology in orchestrating unified commerce and strengthening customer loyalty. So for this panel, I'm very happy to welcome again Maud Lagarde as the moderator. So for those who were not here before, Maud was previously working for LVMH as an expert of digital experience.
Yes, digital transformation and customer experience. Thank you, Claire. So please, welcome on stage for our panel guests. So shall we go? Yes, thank you. Okay, great. So now with this roundtable, we're going to explore the role of technology, which is growing, as you know, especially since COVID. We see the things changes a bit faster, and also because we had the last 2 years. The growing the role of AI, which is really taking a big, which is a big topic now. So today I have also amazing guests on stage with me to discuss this topic. So I have Capucine Journe, which is a project manager at Louis Vuitton on the client experience strategy development. With us as well, we have Tony Parville, which is an entrepreneur, AI expert, and which is a PhD in machine learning. Also, I have with me Stanislas Vignon, which is head of digital intelligence at LVMH, so the group, and Pascal Malotti, which is a global retail strategy lead at Valtech. So thank you all for accepting our invitation to discuss this topic. So maybe I would like to begin by asking Capucine here, what are the major trends in customer experience that you at Louis Vuitton especially you see and to meet customer expectations?
I think even before answering the core of your question about expectations is how do we get to have the opportunity to meet their expectations? Because today, clients, and especially top clients, affluent ones, high value ones, because that's the topic I'm focusing on, they are overwhelmed with information. They are overstretched with contacts, invitations from competition. So how, as a brand, do we manage to be their leading choice amongst a variety of different proposals, and keep our brand perception high enough, keep our desirability so that they choose us, and that then we do have the opportunity to create the experience. And for this, I think we have maybe 3 to 4 major elements to keep in mind. Is first, find the right purpose to contact them. Why do we contact them? What do we expect from the relation? Then is what's the frequency? When do we contact them? Because we have so many moments. So is it a brand moment? Is it a moment in the client's personal life, for instance? Is it too often? Is it too rare? So what's the moment? Then is who is the CA who is going to contact the client? Because this is really essential. It seems to be a detail, but the tone of voice, the word that we're going to use, and the message that is conveyed via the CA is really important. And then which action do we take? So what kind of format, what type of event, which thematic, which place? And if hopefully this way of communicating to the client is successful, then we'll be able to propose an experience. And I think initiating this experience really relies on these 4 main elements to get to have something successful. Then about your question on really the trends in a client experience, I think we've mentioned a lot already, so I won't repeat, but I think maybe 3 of them. The first one is, of course, less material and more meaningful experiences, more engagement, and this goes through a strong brand narration, so a really powerful storytelling that we manage to convey across each point of contact to try and have our clients immersed into a very aesthetic and creative universe. Then I would say less exposure and more confidentiality. They really expect to be hosted in a very intimate and confidential way, with friends and family, for instance. So really bespoke programs and made-to-measure experiences. And lastly, I would say maybe less sensational and more high-value driven consumption. So our clients, and really again the very top segment, they are seeking inconspicuous ways of consuming luxury through knowledge and curiosity. So here again, as a brand, I think we've talked about it already. We need to go back to our roots, our fundamentals, our heritage and DNA, and highlight the scarcity of our product, the craftsmanship that's behind each of our development, each of our creation, to show again how much behind the product there is. And that's, by the way, also a good means to prove our product excellence and show transparency and authenticity in each of the product, which again is one of the major topics for luxury brands today.
Okay, thank you very much, Capucine. So maybe Pascal, with your vision as a partner for the luxury brands, do you want to add something on that? What is your vision?
The trends about customer experience?
Yes.
No, there are some technological enablers that are coming wave after wave after wave. 3 years ago, we were all of shit with the Web3 and the metaverse and the multiverse and everything, and it all disappeared. Now it's AI. Ouch. Yes. So still, there are so many ways of angling the answer. I was thinking when I entered the game, it was a long time ago, guys. We were already speaking about personalization, and it was two people who were gathering this issue. It was their names were Don Rogers and Martha Peppers, and really it was all about one-to-one personalization. Where are we with the personalization? It's still incipient for me. Really, it's beginning. We are still in a moment where we could do better with the personalization. So, if I come back with technology, what did we try to do with technology? First, to set up the whole digital platform that allows to stitch up the experience throughout the touch points for an end consumers. This is what we are doing at Valtech, for example, with all the digital platform. We know all the PIM PAM POOM acronym that I'm speaking about, the PIM, the DAM, the commerce platform, and also the OMS, the WMS, all the stuff that we are implementing like a digital platform to be connected to the IT system and to be able to deliver the right experience according to the moment to the physical people. And it means that what am I doing in my work in every day? We are trying to nurture the customer journey to make sure that we are trying to enhance either convenience or the magic of the brand. That's the two things. And we are trying to stitch three things: product, inventory, the content that of course are fueling the experiences we are speaking since the beginning of the morning, and the profiling, and trying to know in a deeper way each consumers. And of course, when we are in the mass market retail, it's not at all the same thing than when we are in the high-end luxury, where we have scarcity of products, but also scarcity of people.
Thank you, Pascal. So Tony, maybe you want to add something on that?
No, I think a lot of things has been said, but I agree. I think we very often we talk about technology, but we forgot what is the purpose, and also find something that will be evaluate. Okay, we want to integrate this technology, but what for, and what is the goal on that? Is okay to improve personalization, but okay, at the end, maybe it's okay to look at conversion rate, something that is can be evaluable, because very often you start a project to implement AI or something like that, but without any goal that has been really well described. And I think one of the key things is to really think about first use case. Okay, I want to improve a specific thing, okay, personalization in order to improve conversion rate, something that is concrete and that it can be evaluated at the end. And I think it's one of the key things, because of course everyone has a lot of data, everyone has a technology, but at the end, okay, to build something concrete and to evaluate if this project is very important for the brand, and to put that at the top level.
Everyone talks about AI, as you mentioned it, Pascal. And do you think, Tony, AI is just another buzzword, or like a bubble, like we talked about metaverse and what's your opinion on that?
Of course, it's a buzzword, but it's not a buzzword. I think it's quite different than the metaverse, because we see all the different potential, and now the goal is how we use that in concrete way, because everyone talk about AI, but actually, okay, some project integrate some AI, but we're only at the beginning of how we can integrate that. And AI is not just Gen AI; it can be also integrate some recommender system, something that is quite simple but can help the brand very efficiently. For me, AI is only a tool that helps you to take better decisions, or also a tool that can help you to improve productivity, to do something quicker, something like that. And we need to think first of the different challenges and not about technology first, because very often I heard, we need to integrate AI in our solution and in our process. Okay, maybe not. The goal is to first. It's quite obvious that I said, but I think it's important to say. Okay, first to identify the challenges, and based on these different challenges to find if AI can be helpful to improve I don't know, improve something, predict or classify or be more efficient. But the first thing is to start from the different challenges and not to say, okay, we need to integrate AI in order to do something that is trending.
Okay, great. I understand that better. So maybe because we talked a lot about words like that, like AI, Web3, etc. It could be very nice to go a bit deeper into the topic and maybe to share some examples, of concrete example about how the Maison can really use this technology as tool, as you said, not technology first, but client first, to maybe enhance their customer experience. So Stanislas, you're working so at LVMH group with all the Maison, which have also different maybe level of maturity for the digital part and transformation. So do you have some example to share of the program and the ideas for the customer experience topic?
So yeah, quite the topic. And as Maud was saying, I'm lucky enough to work with many different divisions, from Sephora to watches and jewelry. For each division, the way we use AI is going to be different. But just bear in mind that it's only the starting part. You know, we've been talking about AI for a few years, and I remember it was a buzzword. And I remember maybe 2 years ago, I was asked by, I'm in a digital team, do customers want to have AI in the journey? What's the number? And I was like, no, they don't expect AI. They don't know. They don't want to know how it's made. They want the seamless, the best experience and seamless experience they can have. They want to be recognized wherever they go, be it being a Chinese client customer in France or in the US. It's not something that is quite simple. It's something that we are aiming for. And the way we see at the group is that I totally agree with you. AI is not the end game. It's a tool. It's a tool to make it move faster and to make things easier, to enhance the way our people, we humanly interact with people. Because at the end of the day, luxury, it's about experience, it's about people, it's about creative director, it's about craftsmanship, it's about sales advisor. And without that, we are not any different from any other luxury company. So in terms of use cases, it's a tough question because it can be very wide.
Not the confidential one of yours.
No, exactly. No, but the opportunities, and I think it's, I will have some answer on that, but the opportunity that's to make things go faster. And one of the key elements, and I did extensive research with the IFAB team on the customer expectation. And what we saw is that nothing beats store atmosphere, sales advisor relationship. You know, the basics of what luxury is. It's not the basic, but what the core luxury experience is. Everything digital is coming as a differentiator. It's something that will bring added value because it's not expected yet. The seamless experience within luxury is not yet existing. This is where AI will act. This is where AI will help our sales advisor know better all of the people that are coming to a store. You know, Sephora has many data because of the loyalty program. Other maisons don't. You know, we have difficulties to know what's happening online because people don't log in when they browse online, you know, and it's going to be a bit different because they want to browse a bit more on LLMs, etc. So where AI is going to help us is to identify and anticipate who is the customer and find a way to give the right product, the right experience, the right comments to every specific customer. This is one of the big use cases. More operational part is, stock, for example. I think we heard about stock. How do we make sure we have the right product at the right place? You know, again, AI is not the end game right here. It's just a way to make things faster, more precise in a fast-moving world. And one of the last points I want to make that our customers, they will expect us to know them better. They don't want us to know them better. They don't want to know if it's AI or not. They know there is AI, and it's going to be part of their daily life. So they're going to expect us to be on that level of experience.
Okay, thank you so much. So maybe I'm going to give the mic to Pascal just after, but maybe just one quick question to Capucine. Do you, about what Stanislas said, how for the VIC client that you have at Louis Vuitton, how do you manage that? I mean, to know better, do you use technology or is it an artisanal process for now?
It's clearly artisanal. Once again, I'm talking through the lens of really the high value ones. But at our level, we only really do personalized journeys. So the information we get about the client, how we get to know more about them, about their interests, their tastes, their attitude is really based on the relation that we built with them, and especially through the client advisor, which is really the central role in the relation. And today, at least, maybe it's going to change after today, but we don't use technology because we really want to keep the human at the heart of the relation and create a bespoke experience for each of our profile, which we target really individually.
Okay. So yes, Pascal.
I know a brand, I won't name it, who is still using Excel file when they are doing organizing an event with VICs. So this is where we start from some luxury brands. I spent one day yesterday. It's what I do every 6 months. Usually I go on the field, and I spent one day yesterday in London and cruising some different stores. And I didn't see any technology in the stores. It was just the magic, again, of meeting with some sales associates. Do sales associates need an AI to close the deal? No way, But yes, I think they will need AI, to do the work that gets in their way for building a meaningful and genuine relationship. So at the moment, AI is really important for let's say, operational excellence. This is something that is coming in the back office that you don't see at all for the user experience. I think it's automating inventory insights, predicting customer needs for the next appointment you will have with them, or being able to flag some life cycle moments. On the end consumer at the moment, I'm not really impressed. I've seen yesterday for the first time in London near the Westfield, the Stratford, an OpenAI advertising. It was full screen. It was ChatGPT and a woman in a kitchen using a smartphone for doing the cooking. And I was thinking, wow, this is where we start from the user experience. Do you need 3 data centers for preparing your next meal? Wow. So this is where we are starting at the moment. It will get better and better. Of course, we are working with some brands for powering some brand experience with a chatbot powered with an LLM boosted by the DAM and the PIM. But for me, the LLM experience is great because you have all the data of the world behind. When it's just the data of the brand, okay, it's better, but it's not the end of the game. I hope so. Otherwise, we are really in deep shit with what it can give to a consumer. So it's really the beginning of the game. Is it transformational? All the big tech CEOs are saying that AI is transformational. So I'm not going against that. It's just how we pave the way to reach this meaningful relationship powered by AI.
Thank you, Pascal. So maybe we can pass the mic to Tony because I believe, Tony, if I'm right, you founded a company which is named Euritech, which is based on a tool or software, you will explain that maybe better than me, that use AI to help the luxury houses to predict and to understand better the market, the product, and the trends, and of course the consumers. So maybe can you tell us more about that, and also the way you see that as a maybe example to understand better how concrete can be.
Because we have seen that one of the big challenge in the fashion and luxury industry is around overstock, around we overproduce because it's difficult to predict what will be the upcoming trends, what will be the upcoming success. So very often some companies, some brands will produce more than expected. So it's a huge impact economically speaking, and of course for the environment. But because actually the lack of customer understanding, because of course they rely mostly on internal data. So it's interesting to know better your internal data in order to predict the upcoming trends. But of course, the trends are evolving outside the brand. So it's key to be able to understand the upcoming trends now and the upcoming trends, of course, up to 1 year or 2 years in advance. And that's what we do at Teritech. The goal at Teritech is to quantify what the people wear now and will wear around the world in order to help the brands to take the right decision in order to, okay, maybe create this product or maybe reduce the stock for this one. So the goal is to collect data everywhere, to have some representative panel for each country, each region, and after that to be able to analyze what the people wear now and to have this ability to understand, okay, now the edgy people wear these oblong bags in the US. And okay, the trendy people wear this, that. And based on that, we collect all this data and we are able, thanks to AI, to forecast up to 24 months ahead the upcoming trends that can be specific for the US market and different for the Europe market. So based on that, you can do a lot of things. You can be aligned with the customer wants. You can adjust, you can back your intuition. Okay, maybe you already know that oblong bags is popular, but how much? Is it for millennials? Is it for only trendy people? We can have more information and more detailed information and back and quantify your intuition. And after that, you can adapt the production. You can push the right product at the right place at the right time to maybe push this product in US and have a different approach for this store in Paris. And also, sometimes it's confirmed intuition. We already know that, but sometimes it can help you to remove some bias that we have. Okay, we love this product. We want to push this product everywhere, but maybe sometimes it's only a niche and not really aligned with the specific customer needs. So really, it's just an illustration of how AI can be used. Tools that help you to make a better decision, help you to quantify and to be more efficient at the end. But it's only a tool to help you. It's not the tools that will say, okay, you need to produce that, you need to do that. It's, of course, in the end of the human to be aligned with the brand DNA, to be aligned with the strategy, but you put your strategy with more confidence based on data and relevant insights.
Yeah, it's predictive analysis, but as a support.
Yeah, exactly.
And for instance, talking about use cases, one of the things also, I think I saw some of your people recently.
Because you won a LVMH Innovation Awards a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is also something, for instance, we're talking about brand level, but it's also something talking about in-store experience. We could write down to our sales advisor, giving them the latest insight on trends, knowing which trouser goes with which bag, etc. It's not going to close the deal. It's not going to close the sale. Or it's not going to build the relationship with the customer. It's just to make sure that, yeah, it's enhancing insight, enhancing what they have access to have a better understanding of the environment and be, more involved into the process. So this is, but it's not AI that's going to do the sale. It's going to help us enhance or be more efficient.
Yeah. Okay. And as we pointed the center role of the sales advisor, and also the human link that you're, because AI, we understand, is just here, in your opinion, to support the human connection. So maybe can we just can you explain a little more how, in your opinion, we can be sure that this link is kept for the houses that just want to release maybe a digital transformation with AI program? How can we be sure of that we remain client first and not technology first? Maybe Capucine.
I think, yes, the humanizing the client journey is really essential. We need to, as brands, make sure that we keep the human luxury touch at the heart of everything we do. I mean, in terms of client actions, at least, because this is what is going to trigger emotions, and this is what is going to reinforce loyalty and engagement. We have a client recently during an event. She told us she had a bag, and we were telling her how beautiful she was looking, etc. And she said, "But you know, LV for me is not just a product. It's not the product. It's not the brand. It's a product that talks to me." And it was a very easy way to say how much more than a product, how much more than a material signification the luxury brand is. It's everything that surrounds it, and the universe that we are able to create. And the universe that we create relies a lot on the people, because they are the ones who embody the creative and aesthetic environment that we have. So yes, it's essential. How do we do it? How do we manage to keep the human at the heart? I think first we need to try to foster a real sense of belonging, a sense of community. And again, I'm talking with the lens of high-value clients. They need to feel that they have access to a circle of privileged individual, and that they will benefit of some social interactions and really relational advantages. At the same time, on the other hand, we need to celebrate individuality. So continue to personalize, propose bespoke programs, really unique experiences, and show empathy towards each profile, which is really unique, and have one experience for one client. So find the right balance between community and individual. Referring as well to what we were saying earlier on stores, I think we do amazing things now. We open stores which are cultural hubs. So many things happen. We have a lot of animations, sound, it's bustling. Never forget that our clients need to come to stores, and the high value ones, they need to be hosted in stores in privacy with calm. So make sure that they still come to stores, and that we are able to invite them by appointment, so in private salons, and propose experiences that are bespoke and prepared beforehand, to have a really made-to-measure experience within our stores, because our stores are really the place where we can transfer and convey our brand image, our brand values, and all the emotions that we want to pass to our client. And the last point, I think I was mentioning earlier as well, is the essential role of client advisors, because they are at the end of the process, and they are the ones who really own the relationship with our clients. And if they leave for competition, they might leave with the client. So we need to really empower them, grant them with benefits, give them allowances, and give them a special status, because they own the relation, and they are the ones, the people who will convey our brand values to the perfect profile at the end. So really make sure that we take care of them, that we consider them, give them a special status, because they are the people at the end who on which everything relies in terms of client relations, of course.
Okay, thank you very much, Capizia. At Louis Vuitton, you have very, very exceptional clients that are spending so much money, so they need to be treated like exceptional people as well. Maybe Pascal, in the solution you develop with Valtech, is this something that makes you think about ideas that can help, for example, the sales advisor Capucine talked about, or the event they are setting for a very bespoke experience for a high net worth individual?
Okay, so first of all, and I will answer your question, promise.
Thanks.
But no, I just wanted to go back to the stark truth. It's the fact that luxury brands, as you know, you are specialist experts, is a balance between legacy, heritage, and innovation. In innovation, technology is part of innovation, but a luxury brand is not a disruptor. You are not disrupting anything with technology. You are just using technology as a Me Too in the best way possible. So if I'm answering your question now, it's of course, it's all the clienteling app that we can develop for sales associates, for being sure that they know who they are facing in terms of customer needs, values, historic of purchasing in the past when someone is entering in the stores and is facing them, of course. And of course, we think that with the AI, we'll have the power to give more information. We spoke about the predictive customer needs, things, stuff like that, that will help to make, again, the sales associates comfortable, really focusing on not transaction. Transaction is dead. Transaction is the consequence of the great relationship that you've been creating with your end consumers, but really every details that matters, that can strike the balance in the psyche of the consumers to make him buy the product and buy the experience.
Thanks a lot. Tony, Stanislas, do you want to react on that maybe shortly before we wrap up? Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things with AI is, we need to make sure we take care of everybody. We keep the human centered, and one of the issues also, actually, and the topic is that AI, if you're not careful, it can also bring to averageness. And in the luxury, we cannot settle for average or for main. And because if you tend, at the end of the day, if everybody has the same algorithm, has the same tool, and this is one, it's going to converge towards something that is the answer of the average. And the AI, it gives you the answer of the average. And this is not what we do in luxury. And this is not how we differentiate, especially in a time where the clients are questioning the value for money. You know, it's a topic right now. So we cannot settle for averageness. And this is one of the main issues. If you let too much power to AI and remove it from only something to make you faster and more efficient, or to answer something and forget about what you truly do, customer, craftsmanship, people, etc. So yes, this is one of the main thing I'm always fighting against for AI. It's not the end, and it's also only as good as what you put in. You know, it's not a magic wand. If you put bad data or bad things into it,
exactly.
It will give you bad answers. And this is something that we can't forget beyond the buzzword.
That's a great conclusion. Thank you so much. So I believe it's time. So thank you all for your insight and sharing your vision and expertise on this topic. This is very enlightening. I'm gonna give the micro to Claire, I believe, for the next.
Thank you, Maud. Thank you to our speakers. Maybe you have a few questions in the room regarding this role of technology in orchestrating unified commerce. We don't have many questions this morning. We have one question. Alain, I give you the micro.
Thank you, Claire. More than a question, I have just an announcement to make. I'm the bad guy. You didn't show up this morning to represent the club which I founded a year and a half ago, Valeur d'Excellence, which unites the best artisans in the fields of the luxury activities, any of them. I think I'm very impressed by the quality of the various interventions that I've been really listening to with much care. Thank you for your insight and participating in the beautiful event. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Alain. I was expecting a question. I had more than that. Thank you. Do we have another question? Okay, so of course, I will invite you, of course, to continue the discussion during the cocktail. And for this moment, I will thank you, Pascal, Capucine, Tony, Stanislas, Maud. Thank you again for your expertise, for sharing insights. So now we will continue. Thank you again. Now we will continue with some very special guests. We are going to talk about emotion through packaging, which is an important part also of the product. So for this, I invite Christelle Anya, Noura Moussa, and Moussa, Noura Moussa, and Julien Lefebvre also to join me on the stage. So so please take a seat. Maybe we can have help also for removing the additional chairs. Thank you. Julien, thank you for joining us. And so before we start to tell you more about these amazing girls representing the Paris Packaging Week and Easy Fair Company, which is one of our key partners also for this event. Before you learn more about the Paris Packaging Week, we will see a short video and then we could continue the discussion also. Thank you. So it is. Thank you. So it is a special manifest. Can we have the sound for the video, please?
Du packaging, c'est le premier geste. C'est lui qui crée les liens. Discret, mais essentiel. Là où le produit, la marque et l'émotion se rencontrent. Longtemps négligé, il est aujourd'hui au cœur de la transformation.
Un levier d'innovation, un terrain d'expression pour conjuguer créativité, durabilité et performance.
À la Paris Packaging Week, on ne vient pas pour regarder, on vient pour imaginer.
Pour remettre en question, réinventer, transformer. Car le packaging a un rôle à jouer pour les marques qui le conçoivent, les consommateurs qui l'utilisent et pour la planète que nous avons en commun.
Dans la capitale mondiale de la beauté, du luxe, de la mode et du design, nous réunissons une communauté engagée et inspirée, des esprits créatifs et audacieux venus du monde entier.
Pour penser l'avenir, repousser les limites et faire naître des solutions concrètes.
Les designers, les ingénieurs, les experts en matériaux et les marques visionnaires se retrouvent ici pour créer l'avenir du packaging pour les produits de beauté, les boissons premium, les aérosols et les produits de luxe.
Des univers différents, des voies multiples, mais une même conviction, que la diversité est source de progrès
et que les meilleures idées naissent des regards croisés.
Nos convictions sont claires. L'économie circulaire est une urgence, pas une option.
La créativité n'est pas un luxe, c'est un moteur de croissance. La collaboration n'est pas une tendance, c'est une nécessité.
La Paris Packaging Week, c'est bien plus qu'un événement, c'est une célébration des possibles.
Un lieu de connexion, d'expérimentation, de solutions. Là où les marques rencontrent leurs futurs partenaires.
Là où les idées deviennent réalité.
Là où le futur du packaging pose.
Okay, so I invite you to join the scene again, Christelle, Noura. So this video is very vibrant, inspiring. Can you let us know a little bit more about you, about the Paris Packaging Week, and about the manifest, of course?
Thank you, Claire, for inviting us. And I'm sorry, I was sure it was in French, so I didn't really learn a lot. So I have some notes here. So it's Paris Packaging Week. It's about a community of packaging experts, of brands who are shaping the future. And we thought that it was a good way to thank all of them coming to the show and sharing their challenges, but also all the good things that they are doing for the packaging industry, actually.
Exactly. Can you hear me? Yeah.
maybe as a starting point, I wanted to check with you who knows Paris Packaging Week and or who's been to our show before? Okay. For the ones who are discovering us, Paris Packaging Week is the go-to international event where the world of luxury gets together, first of all, to check the pulse of the industry, but also to understand the next wave of packaging, which means what will be the new materials, what will be the new technology, and what will be the new designs that will meet today and tomorrow's consumer expectation. If I can throw a couple of numbers, it's during 2 days. It's on the 5th and the 6th of February this year. We have over 17,000 people coming to our show. So it's a big, loving and passionate community. And this year we will have over 900 suppliers exhibiting the latest packaging innovation across beauty, across premium drinks, across aerosols, fine food, leather goods, luxury. Yeah. So yes, and it's also a great chance to. It's also a great chance to learn. We host over 80 conferences with major experts in their field. This year we will have Vitaly Tattanger from Champagne Tattanger. We will have also Kylian NC. From NC and Kylian Paris, who is the founder of Kylian Paris, but also Jacques Play, who is the vice president of packaging from L'Oréal, who will be talking about the challenge in this period, because we have also the PPWR that you all know about, I guess. Yes, we will have a big panel on innovation in the luxury, because we created this year the awards for the luxury, fine food, joyery. So come to the show to learn more, to understand the trends, the challenge the brands and the community are facing right now. Yeah. Packaging matters, and that's what we wanted to say through our video and our manifesto. You know, it's even more important in the luxury industry, where every single detail matters and makes the difference in general. And yeah, that's. So yes,
yeah.
it's important to if it's important for you to yes, to send your team to come to the show, because they will meet with, as Nora said, more than 900 suppliers who will meet your challenges, their challenges. Yeah, and this is really our invite from us to you, you know, to join your, to involve your team in R&D, in engineering, the designers, the marketeer, to just really join our movement and to really rethink your brand's connection to experience, to sustainability, to innovation, because that's what your packaging needs to embody, needs to reflect excellence, innovation. We heard about storytelling, authenticity. It needs to reflect all of that and all at once, and that's something that really makes the difference in the customer journey. I maybe forgot to introduce myself. So I'm Christelle Agna. I'm the content and community, where we talked about community a lot this morning. It's important. And I'm leading the conference program for all the brands and for the suppliers at the show since many years now, I think.
Yeah.
So many years.
Thank you, Christelle. We will be very happy to discover the program for this year for the next Paris Packaging Week, which will take place on the 6th and the 5th and 6th of February of 2026. So the invitation is launched. So we expect you to be there. Luxus Plus will be there also, and very proud to be partner also of this event, this amazing event, very inspiring for luxury and for the luxury industry, for experience also, of course. I would like also to introduce you to Julien Lefebvre. Julien Lefebvre is also in the packaging industry. I would like to give you the occasion just to introduce also yourself, because you are actually the founder of Do It Yacht, which is also the partner of LUXperience, and you created especially these amazing tote bags for the event, LUXperience tote bags that you will all receive at the end of the event. So maybe, Julien, you can say a few words about you.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Claire. So good morning, everyone. So yes, my name is Julien. I just created this company, Do It Huge, which is specialized in heat transfer technologies to print on textiles. So at the end of this event, you will receive one tote bag, with 2 heat transfers apply on it. The idea here is to show you what is possible with heat transfer technologies. And here you can see one example with a light pink iridescent heat transfer. And on the other side, you will find a velvet touch heat transfer. And we can do very nice designs, really adapted to the luxury market. And heat transfer technologies allows you and us to print on any fabric, any textile fabric. So cotton, of course, but also natural fabrics like leather, silk, burlap. So I absolutely agree that packaging matters, because what we want to do at Do It Huge is to help you and to supply you with textile packaging that you can reuse, that brings added value to your packaging. People don't throw it away, and it's more sustainable. We can also supply you with merchandising items, support you with live in-store customization for your events. We can do collections, of course, small, mid, large series. And we can also imagine wall decoration or furniture decoration, embellishment with heat transfers. We offer many different effects. In fact, with heat transfer technologies, you can have matte and glossy effects. You can have glitters, 3D embossing, very nice visual effects, and also special touch effects, like I said, velvet. You can have also grip effect. You can have soft touch. Many different things are possible. Only your creativity is the limit, I would say. And
thank you, Julien. Well, there are many opportunities for packaging, and Julien is very passionate about what he's making, and is very expert. So once again, you will have a discovery. You could discover his work through these tote bags. Inside the bag, you have also the contacts of Julien if you are interested to create some amazing packaging, very personalized. So I would like to thank you all once again for your contribution to this LUXperience event, and for sharing your point of view about experience from the packaging industry. So thank you once again. We will see you on the Paris Packaging Week, girls.
And we will be here right after at the cocktail lunch.
And also during the cocktail, also, yes, of course. Thank you.
Happy to connect. Thank you.
Thank you. Merci. Okay. So let's continue. The cocktail is not so far. So we can feel it, right? And we will continue this experience with Delphine. Delphine, which is actually the founder of Rova Caviar. Delphine de Bassiès. Maybe you can join me. Does I pronounce well, de Bassiès? No, so okay, sorry. You will let us know how to pronounce better. Welcome, Delphine.
Thank you, Claire. So my name is Delphine Dabeziz. It's French name. Sorry.
Simply,
no. Simple, yes. I want to speak French, sorry.
Yes, of course, we can. So for Delphine, exceptionally, it will be the only talk in French. So thank you for your understanding. And let's discuss about...
Sorry, I'm more confident in French.
Okay, Delphine, no worries. On continue en français.
D'accord,
on switch.
Merci.
Allez. Bienvenue, Delphine.
Merci.
Alors, on a hâte de découvrir, bien sûr, Rova Caviar. On en parle depuis ce matin. On a déjà, on on a ce mot sur le bout des lèvres et on a hâte de pouvoir découvrir un petit peu mieux aussi ce que vous faites, ce que tu fais. Delphine, je me permets de te tutoyer d'ailleurs.
Oui, bien sûr. Grand plaisir.
Voilà, je me lance, c'est l'occasion.
Oui.
Donc déjà, j'aimerais beaucoup que tu peut-être te présentes pour notre audience, puisque en fait tu es, enfin ce que moi j'appellerais une serial entrepreneuse, hein, tout bonnement, parce que on parle de Rova Caviar, mais en réalité tu diriges plusieurs entreprises, tu as créé plusieurs entreprises dans des secteurs finalement assez différents, mais tous plus ou moins liés au monde du luxe quand même,
Oui.
au monde du lifestyle. Est-ce que tu peux nous présenter un petit peu ce que tu fais et puis ta vision aussi de l'expérience?
D'accord. Alors donc, je suis Delphine Dabezy. L'aventure a commencé en école d'ingénieur à Paris, où j'ai rencontré mon mari, Christophe Dabezy, et mon associé Alexandre Guerrier. Donc, on parle de ça il y a 33 ans. Nous sommes partis à Madagascar au départ pour une envie de soleil. Donc, aujourd'hui, nous vivons entre la France et Madagascar, où nous avons cofondé plusieurs entreprises. Donc, la première a été en 1998, donc une usine qui produit du prêt-à-porter de luxe pour toutes les grandes maisons très connues, dont beaucoup étaient présents ici aujourd'hui. Donc, nous créons ça peut aller de la robe grand flou, robe du soir, jusqu'à la doudoune Montclair, en passant par tous les sacs en raffia des grandes maisons, ou encore des panneaux de maroquinerie avec des savoir-faire très exclusifs et un artisanat d'exception pour les grandes collections de ces maisons, notamment dans l'art. Voilà, donc ça, c'est notre activité principale encore à aujourd'hui. Donc, une entreprise de 5000 personnes. Et ensuite, en 2009, donc, on a eu une envie de diversification avec mon mari, mon associé. Et c'est là qu'est né donc l'élevage d'esturgeons à Madagascar, puisqu'on voulait se lancer dans un défi, toujours dans le luxe, quelque chose d'un petit peu compliqué à réaliser. Et donc, c'est un reportage télévisé sur le caviar d'Aquitaine qui nous a donné l'idée de se lancer dans ce projet. Donc, je pense que vous voyez derrière moi un petit peu le lac où on est établi. C'est un lac qui se trouve à 1500 mètres d'altitude. Donc, contrairement à ce qu'on peut penser, Madagascar, il y a des hauts plateaux. 1500 mètres d'altitude, il fait frais. Et finalement, la chance qu'on a eue, c'est de se retrouver sur un terroir assez exceptionnel et avec un climat absolument parfait pour l'élevage d'esturgeons. Voilà.
Ce qui est plutôt incroyable, parce qu'effectivement, quand on pense à Madagascar, on ne pense pas tout de suite caviar, en fait, hein, je crois. Hein.
Non. Au départ, ça a été même assez compliqué d'être crédible sur ce sujet. Mais aujourd'hui, en fait, et le fait que nous soyons des néophytes de l'aquaculture, de l'élevage d'esturgeons ou même de la production de caviar, nous a finalement permis d'avoir une aventure extraordinaire, en fait, et notamment dans la recherche d'esturgeons qui étaient déclarés disparus, qui faisaient partie de l'annexe 1 à la CITES à Genève, donc au même titre que les dinosaures. Et le fait qu'on n'y connaisse rien, pendant 5 ans, nous avons cherché des poissons qui s'appelaient Persicus. Et voilà. Et au bout de 5 ans, sans rentrer dans les détails, notre fournisseur d'œufs fécondés nous les a envoyés, ce qui nous a permis d'avoir des caviars uniques que nous sommes les seuls au monde à élever, donc les seuls au monde à distribuer. Vous en goûterez un tout à l'heure. Et on a également le Chipova qui donne des caviars exceptionnels. Et ce qui finalement, la rareté, l'unicité, et donc c'est là où on revient vraiment dans l'univers du luxe, et ce qui est pour moi le plus important, c'est la porte d'entrée auprès des palaces, des chefs étoilés et des plus beaux lieux de la gastronomie.
Alors oui, parce que justement, vous avez pu donc redonner vie à un caviar disparu, donc ça c'est assez incroyable. Vous avez donc des chefs qui vous sollicitent tout particulièrement pour ce caviar. Est-ce que c'est ce qui vous permet aujourd'hui d'être finalement dans des adresses exceptionnelles, puisque vous parlez justement de palace, vous êtes finalement vraiment dans des lieux très privilégiés. Est-ce que c'est comment vous expliquez ce succès en fait finalement?
Oui. Bah, en fait, donc le caviar, c'est un marché qui est devenu assez concurrentiel, bon, comme un petit peu tous les marchés finalement. Et le fait d'avoir 2 espèces qui étaient déclarées disparues, avec des caviars aussi qui ont des coloris uniques, puisque le chipova, il va du gris clair argenté jusqu'au blanc nacré, donc caviar des tsars. Ça nous a permis de rentrer dans des palaces comme à l'hôtel de Crillon, à l'hôtel du Palais de Biarritz ou même au concept store du Ritz. Donc finalement, enfin, c'est un petit peu comme dans le prêt-à-porter, ce qui est important, c'est l'unicité, le savoir-faire et quelque part essayer de proposer quelque chose que les autres ne font pas.
Tout à fait. Alors justement, moi, pour l'avoir goûté, je confirme qu'il est exceptionnel, le caviar. Hein. Je ne suis pas une experte, mais j'ai pu découvrir quelque chose d'assez unique, en tout cas, qui m'a transportée, tout simplement. Donc j'ai hâte aussi que nos participants puissent découvrir votre travail incroyable. Alors justement, finalement, vous avez expliqué que l'idée de création d'une société de caviar, enfin d'une société de production de caviar, est venue du fait de regarder un reportage. Alors ça, c'est assez incroyable. Moi, j'aurais dit de mon point de vue, ils veulent diversifier justement vers l'expérientiel parce que c'est très porteur. Et puis finalement, en fait, vous êtes assez visionnaire puisque vous avez réussi à créer un écosystème avec des activités qui, quelque part, répondent aussi à ce besoin d'expérience aujourd'hui des consommateurs.
Oui, tout à fait. Alors aujourd'hui, on va même un petit peu plus loin parce qu'en cette aventure, comme dans le textile d'ailleurs, on a la supply chain complètement intégrée verticalement, mais horizontalement aussi. C'est-à-dire, pour donner un petit exemple, dans l'élevage d'esturgeons, on ne fait pas qu'élever l'esturgeon, mais on produit aussi l'aliment de nos esturgeons, ce qui au passage, en fait, réduit la trace carbone de manière très considérable, puisque c'est l'aliment qui fait la trace carbone de l'activité. Mais on produit aussi les filets. On fait les filets nous-mêmes. Donc, en fait, ça nous a permis de donner beaucoup de métiers, d'offrir beaucoup d'emplois. Et voilà, donc c'est un petit exemple. Donc, à aujourd'hui, on va de la reproduction jusqu'à l'assiette finale, finalement. Et on peut offrir des expériences ou à Madagascar, des expériences assez exceptionnelles, ou à Paris.
Eh bien, on va en parler plus précisément ensuite, justement, des expériences que vous proposez à vos clients notamment et à vos partenaires. Alors déjà, vous avez dit quelque chose qui est très important, sur lequel je voudrais rebondir. Vous avez parlé justement du fait de créer des emplois, du fait que vous créez vous-même les matières premières donc qui servent à nourrir les esturgeons. Vous êtes dans une démarche qui est très éthique et éco-responsable.
Oui, tout à fait. Alors, c'est l'un des 3 piliers fondamentaux de toutes nos entreprises. Donc, effectivement, on a commencé notre carrière professionnelle à Madagascar, qui est un pays extrêmement pauvre, un des plus pauvres de la planète. Donc, la RSE, finalement, c'est imposé à nous naturellement, bien avant même que le terme soit lancé, identifié, qu'il devienne à la mode. Donc, on faisait de la RSE dès notre arrivée à Madagascar. Donc, c'est très important, effectivement, pour nous de créer des emplois, d'offrir de la formation. Nous finançons des études scolaires pour les jeunes. Nous donnons des tonnes de poissons aux orphelinats. Nous formons des gens de la campagne dans notre potager qui est bio. Voilà, des dizaines et des dizaines d'actions RSE. C'est très important pour nous.
L'engagement est aussi quelque chose, on l'a vu tout à l'heure, hein, l'engagement éthique, la durabilité est aussi quelque chose d'important aujourd'hui, en tout cas tout particulièrement auprès des jeunes d'ailleurs. Hein, la perception effectivement de ces sujets sont essentiels aujourd'hui pour une maison, au-delà même de l'expérience, hein, justement. Vous avez également, vous représentez donc, vous l'avez dit, une marque employeur puissante puisque vous avez donc créé des emplois. Vous dirigez une entreprise de 5000 personnes aujourd'hui.
5000 personnes pour le textile, 300 pour la pisciculture et 60 pour un restaurant gastronomique.
Et est-ce que, alors oui, donc c'est effectivement non négligeable, même très important. Alors je me rends pas compte du nombre d'habitants à Madagascar, mais j'imagine que ça doit représenter.
Bon, ça représente un grand quartier.
Un grand quartier, voilà. Ça représente beaucoup de monde. Donc ça, c'est assez remarquable. Autre point aussi, on a commencé à parler un petit peu des expériences que vous proposiez justement à travers notamment cette superbe villa qu'on a pu apercevoir qui se trouve à Madagascar. Est-ce que vous voulez nous en parler un petit peu plus?
Oui. Alors, c'est important pour nous puisque dans toutes nos activités, ce qui est important, c'est la transparence. On a invité plusieurs chefs étoilés à venir découvrir l'élevage d'esturgeons, la conduite de l'élevage, la production de caviar. Et aujourd'hui, mon mari et moi, nous avons décidé d'ouvrir les portes de notre maison sur le lac de Montachou. Alors, pas très souvent, hein, ce ne sera pas du tout une agence de voyage ou continuelle, mais ce sera, on va dire, 3 fois par an. On veut bien se transformer en maison d'hôtes pour faire vivre l'expérience du caviar à Madagascar, ouvrir toutes les portes de la pisciculture, monter tous les process, mais surtout permettre à des clients passionnés de produire eux-mêmes leur caviar et puis ensuite de les garder en affinage 4 mois, 8 mois, suivant les goûts des clients, et les livrer dans le monde sur des boîtes personnalisées. Voilà, c'est ce qu'on appellera l'expérience malgache, avec la découverte des petits lémuriens aussi que vous avez vus, parce que c'est la mignonnerie de Madagascar et que c'est sympa. Des soins malgaches aussi, parce que le bien-être à Madagascar et le savoir-faire est assez intéressant. Donc voilà, ce sera une expérience malgache assez globale.
Oui, avec de la dégustation.
Oui, bien sûr, dégustation, avec un chef malgache, le chef de notre restaurant, qui viendra faire découvrir la gastronomie malgache et la gastronomie française avec du caviar, bien évidemment. Dégustation de caviar. Voilà, ce sera assez global.
Et puis le plaisir des yeux aussi. Hein.
Oui.
On a vu
des beaux paysages.
Images, mais effectivement, il y a des beaux paysages dans une villa extraordinaire qu'on aperçoit là, justement. Et vous recevez une dizaine de participants pour chaque séjour, en fait.
Des petits groupes. Voilà. Alors, ce n'est pas notre métier, l'hospitalité, mais comme on aime beaucoup ça et qu'on aime bien partager notre aventure et puis permettre aussi d'ouvrir des portes qui normalement ne s'ouvrent pas. C'est un peu ça l'idée.
Vous partagez un peu vos passions, quoi.
Oui,
finalement.
voilà, c'est un métier de passion et effectivement, on rencontre régulièrement des gens passionnés.
C'est un séjour sur 3 jours, hein, c'est ça?
Oui, voilà, 3 jours, oui, parce que c'est bien, 3 jours.
Je pense qu'il va y avoir des amateurs dans la salle. Hein. Alors moi, je veux bien partir à Madagascar. C'est au printemps prochain.
Bienvenue, oui. Idéalement, la météo, c'est mars-avril. On a passé la période des cyclones, de la pluie. Il fait très beau, les températures sont parfaites, idéal. Mais on propose aussi des expériences à Paris.
Ah oui, alors ça, il faut en parler, vous avez raison.
Ça, c'est important et c'est plus facile à organiser.
Tout à fait. Alors, racontez-nous, parce qu'effectivement, vous avez un lieu aussi à Paris que j'ai eu la chance de découvrir. Alors, expliquez-nous un petit peu ce que vous proposez dans votre showroom, qui est magnifiquement situé d'ailleurs à quelques pas d'ici.
Oui, à quelques pas d'ici, oui. Oui, donc c'est un écrin destiné à Rova Caviar. Il se trouve sur le rond-point des Champs-Élysées, donc avec une vue sur l'avenue des Champs-Élysées, mais aussi l'avenue Montaigne, le Grand Palais et la Tour Eiffel, bien sûr. Donc voilà, une vue assez féerique à Paris. Et on y propose des dégustations, des découvertes de l'ensemble de notre collection de caviar, puisque avec nos caviars Renaissance, on apporte quelque chose de nouveau également. Ça peut, alors on organise tous les formats, puisque le client est roi de toute façon. Ça peut aller du petit déjeuner au brunch, au déjeuner, le thé, dîner, cocktail, masterclass. Voilà, selon. Alors nos chefs étoilés qui travaillent avec nous accompagnent sur les déjeuners et les dîners. Donc, généralement, on peut proposer quelque chose d'assez qualitatif.
Intime, qualitatif, sur mesure.
Sur mesure, surtout.
Tout ce qu'on aime.
Voilà, pour moi, c'est ça le luxe.
Merci beaucoup, Delphine.
Merci, Claire.
Merci pour cette présentation. On a hâte de déguster votre caviar, Rova Caviar. Donc, ça sera dans quelques minutes. Je repasse en anglais pour clôturer cette matinée. So I'm very happy to have you again this morning. I hope you would be inspired by all the insights, the data that were shared during this morning. That was very fruitful. I would like to thank again our partners for this morning. So I would like to thank again IFOP Group, of course, for collaborating about this study, this amazing study about customer experience expectations across the world. Once again, so it was a very big work managed by Rémi Oudguiri and his team. I would like to thank also ESG Luxury Program, of course, Valtech, Paris Packaging Week, World Luxury Chamber of Commerce, Valeurs d'Excellence, Do It Yacht, Rare Champagne, and Rova Caviar, of course, that you will discover more in a few minutes. Thank you also to all the speakers for coming, for sharing expertise. Of course, I invite you to continue all this discussion in a very sympathetic atmosphere. I hope you enjoyed also this amazing place in the Hôtel de la Marine. So now I think it's the time for the break. I would like to let you know also that you will have the chance to discover a specific innovation from Visiodome. So you will have the opportunity to discover something very innovative, and you could test with Thomas. Thomas, thank you for coming also, for joining us. So thank you to everybody. Enjoy your lunch and see you very soon. Thank you.